like Zakir Naik. That's why he had big view, you know. In my case, I have like 200 people watching, you know. Lady J, she would have 10 times more. Apostate Prophet with the wig in his head, he would have way more. I mean, any one of you can have way more. You know, our topic is not important, and people don't like what I say, but it's okay. You know, I hope you hear me now. So, peace for those who love peace, and no peace for the wicked. The Lord said. Today, our topic about the wicked and the wicked uh, battle with the good ones never end. So today we are talking about the Druze. So I wanted to introduce to you a little bit about the area in case you never been, you never heard me before. Now you will hear all kind of people talking about the Druze, like without naming, channels. But those people, they have no idea what they are talking about. The guy, he's from Iran. He want to tell you about the Druze. The guy from Pakistan. The guy from Michigan. The guy from etc. But those people, they have no idea what they are talking about. For a very simple reason, they are not from there, you know. And anything they hear is just from the news, and the news is just full of garbage. It doesn't matter what news channel you listen to. There's no decency in the news. In fact, there's no news in the news. You know, they deliver to you the title they like, even if the news can be the same in every channel. But everyone have a title. Like if a Hamas he killed a Jew, they call Hamas a hero. The title changed. The killing is the same. So every news agency, they have a propaganda and agenda, and then you need to filter. And in the same time, the news always not the same. You know, the news have nothing to do with the truth most of the time. Like we can say 100%, like we can say maybe 90%, even if from the news you trust, like Fox News. In fact, Fox News is one of the biggest fake news ever you can imagine. Or Tucker Carlson. This guy is a wicked, filthy man. He worked for the Muslims. Or Cow Dance, Can Dance, whatever you call her, Screw Dance. This woman, she is a very, very, very trashy and junky, and all of them, they seek one thing, the money. You always follow the money, and you know what they are talking about. They don't talk to talk, they talk to make money. Uh, Here, the story is different. Here, we share with you the truth and the truth only. And as you see, there's no money involved. You do not pay me, you do not support me, you do not do anything. In fact, most of you, after I finish, you will curse me. But this is a blessing for me, no matter what people say. So we go to the topic. In case you are new about on our channel, just to introduce for you the area and this territory. This territory never was Muslims. All this area never was Muslims. The country is called Syria. In the old days, never been called like what you see today, Jordan, Syria, all those names are not really exist. Jordan never was a country, actually. Jordan, there's a river of Jordan. The name is called Jordan, all right? But the territory as a country never exists. There's no country is called Jordan. Since when? This is all the made of the French and the British. When the British and the French occupy this territory, they decide to divide it, and they decide to draw a pencil, and that pencil became a border. Even though this pencil is destroyed many nations and countries. As an example, here, this area this is not part of Turkey. Turkey does not even exist. There's nothing. There was no country is called Turkey. All this country, Turkey, is either a Greek, Armenia, as in Assyrian, or Syrian, and for sure the Kurdish. But Turkey as a country never exists. Never, never. You know what never mean? Never. So all this territory is a theft. Just to give you reality about the world today. And then you see Erdogan giving speeches to the Jews that you are stealing the land of so-called Palestine, when this land never exists, actually, as a country of a nation. He is the biggest thief in the area, but he is barking at everybody. And then the Turkish, they decide, as always, to expand, and they established, they took over the caliphate in Baghdad a long time ago. You can go check history. When the Mongol and the Tatar, They attacked Baghdad, and they killed almost like maybe half of the population in less than 1 month. In fact, when they attacked, they were not killing only for the first day or second day or third day. They were killing for a month. Nobody knows why, actually. They enjoy it, they are just savage, and they were just slaughtering everything in their way, raping women, stealing. So anyway, they destroyed the caliphate in Baghdad, and then they took over the business. And then they convinced whoever came after, that if you convert to Islam, those Muslims will never oppose you. They will be like your sheep. They said, okay, they convert to Islam, and this is how the Turkish became Muslims. The Turkish, they don't care for Islam. Not a single Turkish actually believe in Islam truly, especially the rulers. They use Islam as a way to subdue everybody, and they use Islam as a way to subdue the Arab. So the Ottoman Empire built under the idea that we are Muslims, therefore we have the right to rule wherever Muslims is. So the Ottoman, they expand their rules in every direction. They took Syria, they took Iraq, they took so-called Jordan, they took over Israel. The only place actually they did not take it like physically, it is Saudi Arabia, because at that time there is no oil, there's nothing. It's just a stupid desert. There's no money. The money is not there, so why want to go there? Even Egypt, it was controlled by, like, let us say authority, but not literally occupied. Uh, just to make the story short, during the time the Ottoman, they occupied this area, the Ottoman commit a lot of massacre against all Christians and all minority. And not long time ago, in 1860, they killed hundreds of thousands of Christians in Syria and in Lebanon. And they sent actually the Albanian forces from Egypt. You might be surprised with the Albanian in Egypt. Yes, the Albanian. The Albanian, they are very vicious, very vicious, filthy Muslims. They came and they invade, and they send an army all the way to mountains of Syria and Lebanon, and they slaughter a lot of Christians. And they did the same actually, and the killing did not stop only with the Christians. They were killing to the Druze. The Druze, because they are, uh, even though they consider themselves as Muslims, but in reality they are not. The Muslims, the Druze, they say in public that we believe in the Quran, but their book is not the Quran. So the Muslim, they have two religions. One is the outside religion, and one is the indoor religion. The indoor have nothing to do with the outdoor. Uh, in Egypt, during the Caliphate, just to give you a little bit idea about how the Druze came to form. The Druze are not an ethnic. Just to let you know, they are not an ethnic. Uh, when the Caliphate in Egypt established the Fatimi Caliphate, Fatimi. Uh, if we, maybe I can find you something in Arab, in English. So you can understand me a little bit better. The Fatimi is a form of Shia, and they were very, very wicked. In fact, the ruler, the famous ruler they have, his name is Al-Hakim bi Amrullah al-Fatimi, which means the ruler by the name of Allah, the Fatimite. This guy was a very wicked. In fact, he claimed that he is Allah on earth, and he slaughtered a lot of Christians, and he controlled a great territory. As you see, they were able to extend their uh, uh, ruling to all this area, very massive, big area. This guy, the Al-Hakim bi Amrullah al-Fatimi, let me see if I can get you something about this potato. Or maybe we can, give me a second. You see, I don't want to give you the story from the end. I'm just trying to give you extra information so you can learn something, in case you are seeking education. If you are seeking ChatGPT, Lily, you know, you can go to Lily or you can go to David Wood. There is a lot of fun. Here we share education for real. And we know what we are talking about. Uh, Actually, I found here an article in the BBC, which I don't, is not a trustworthy, but always there is some truth in it. We will filter what is there as a true and what is not. So here, this is about Al-Fatimi, the Caliphate, and this is the title, which is true, which is true. Look what it says here about this Caliphate. The Fatimid Caliph who banned the eating of mulukhiyah. Mulukhiyah is a, I don't know what they call it in English. It's a, you know, it's like spinach, you know, spinach, you know. So, uh, and watergrass or grasses. And during his time, the Druze came to existence. So, what is the relationship between the Druze and this man, Al Fatimi? This guy, he was a homosexual. He liked to have sex with little boys. You know, he's a pedophile, actually, not only homosexual. So, his cart, when he go in the city, he don't use horses. The cart he is in, it have wheels, but the horses are boys, and the boys they have to wear see-through clothing, so he can enjoy looking at their asses. So they choose for him boys, so sure those are kidnapped from their family, slaves. They walk in the front of him naked, wearing see-through clothing, and he will be looking at them from behind, for sure, with his army and soldiers, who they are very savage. They will not hesitate to, you know, to chop you to pieces if you just make a statement. So uh, here they are giving you uh, a summary about what this guy, what he did, what he accomplished. But there is some, some is true, some is not. And let us examine what is true and what is not.
He was known throughout his life for his eccentricities and cruelty, especially his persecution of Sunni Muslims, Christians, and Jews. His end was no less bizarre. On this day in the year 1021, he went for a walk and meditation at night in the Muqattam Mountains area of the Egyptian capital, Cairo, and never returned. He was the Fatimid Caliph al-Hakim by Amr Allah.
By the Amr, bi Amrullah, which means by the command of Allah. In fact, he claimed to be Allah in the earth. His name is Al-Mansur bin Al-Aziz Billah Nizar ibn Al-Mu'izz al-Din. All of this is a name. You know, look at this. Look at the name, guys. Look at the name. This is his name. This is all is his name.
Al-Mansur bin al-Aziz Billah Nazar bin al-Mu'izz din Allah Ma'ad bin al-Mansur Ismail bin al-Qaim by Amr Allah Muhammad bin Ubaid Allah al-Mahdi.
All right. I hope you remember the name next time if I ask you. The one who will remember his name, I will give him buy him a one-way ticket to Afghanistan, and I will pay for it for sure. All right. So this is his name. So this wicked man, he killed a lot of Christians, and he tried to spread his sect. You know, he discriminated everybody, in fact, who is not from his sect. But the most people he killed is the Christians, and the Druze always they took his side. So the Druze today they are victims of discrimination, but they killed a lot of people before, especially Christians. Just to remind you, especially in the last war in Lebanon, the Druze they killed a lot of Christians, you know, slaughtered. They open the belly of a woman, she is pregnant, and they take the baby from her belly, you know, just to make fun. So the Druze today, they are being tortured, killed, discriminated, but they are not the friendly people you think, you know, they are not really you know, today they are victims, but they have a very bad, bloody history. So this is what happened, you know, like when you are weak minority, You cry, you know, this is not right, this is not, but when you are in charge, they will slaughter you. Again, I'm reciting history, I'm not taking a side. This is what happened, all right? And always history repeat itself. Like you kill, you know, time will come and people will kill you know. And as long you are a Muslim, he don't have dignity. It doesn't matter what you call him. Like for them, you know, the Druze, they consider themselves the real Muslims. Uh, but their Quran is not the book. The Caliphate, which we are talking about here, he have letters uh, uh, between him and someone else who he claimed to be his son, spiritual son, you know, the spiritual son of the Caliphate. And remember, the Caliphate he claimed to be Allah. So the spiritual son is the son of Allah. So the letters between both is considered the book of wisdom for the Druze. And this is what is considered their holy book. Those are their sheikhs. This is how they dress. This is their tradition. And they will not give you a religion until you became 40 years old. If you remember, Muslims, they say that Muhammad received his religion from Allah when he is 40. And that will lead us why the connection, you know, why they will not tell their children, even if you are 30 years old, you know nothing about your religion. Nothing. Totally nothing. Until you became 40. At the age of 40, you start growing the beard and you start learning knowledge about your religion. And then they will share with you their book. So the knowledge of the Druze is secret. It's like a secret, you know, what they call it, Mason religion, like Mason. You know, it's everything, secret community. You know, secretive community. Everything is secretive, and because they are afraid of telling what they believe, because the Muslims already they consider them not Muslims, so that make them more secretive, not to share publicly. You will not find one sheikh teaching about the Druze. One Muslim sheikh Durzi, he have a videos teaching you about the rules. And if they make videos, they will not say the truth. They will say we are Muslims, the Quran is our book. All right? That's what they will say. The Quran is our book. But uh, uh, um, this is what the Shia do too. The Shia, they say the Quran is our book. But everyone knows the Shia, they laugh at the Quran and they spit at the Quran. And they consider the Quran not a book of Allah. It's a book of fabrication. How do you know that the rules is it's secret? Okay. I study it, my friend. I study it. I have degrees in Islam. When you study, when you study in the Middle East, I have degrees in law. When you study, you have to study all the sect, which you will be in charge of them. So if I became a judge and I'm qualified to be a judge, you have to study all those sects. So I study them in details. You cannot be a judge if you do not know what Christian believe, what the Muslim believe, what the Druze believe, what the Ismaili believe, etc. And when you say how you know that it's a secretive, that is very funny. You know, if it's not, you tell me what is the Druze. Go ahead. It's not a secret. Tell me what is the Druze. Go ahead. Do you know? Or what you will find is article written by somebody, like somebody maybe like me, but you will not find anything published by them. Nothing. You know. Can you buy their book? Can you go to the library and buy their holy book? Do they have a website made by the Druze publishing their book so we can read it? So when you say how you know it's a secretive, that is a very, very silly, you know. I'm not saying you are silly, but your question is silly. However, usually a silly question come from silly person, but not necessarily always. Uh, anyway, so the Druze themselves, they killed a lot of people before. They are not that people who came from the sky and we cry for them. You know, we cry for any innocent person, he got killed. Not because he's a Druze or he's a, you know, it doesn't matter who you are. If you are, you know, when you see people being killed just because they are from different belief, that is against God teaching. And it's not right. I mean, they are not fighting with you. You are not at war with you. Why you want to kill them? Why you want to force somebody? He's a doctor, as we saw in the videos. Just because he's a Druze, you force him to jump from the fifth, sixth floor, and you shoot him. You know why you want to do that? You do that only because you are evil, right? And so Muslims do always evil. The Druze did a lot of evil. However, we as a Christian, we side with the one who has done nothing. So if their parents did something or their grandparents did something, I'm not going to go after those and kill them because, oh, your grandfather, he killed the Christians. I will not do that. God will judge his grandparents for the crimes they have done. So when we defend the Druze, I'm not defending them because they are the best of mankind and they are kind. In fact, they are very sneaky. They have no friends. Like, you see, those Druze, they used to ally with the Hezbollah and Nasrallah all the years, you know. But as soon they felt that the Assad is collapsing, as usual, the Druze as a sneaky sect, sneaky Muslims, they take a side. They make a U-turn. Like, oh, he is coming down. If we come down, we will come down with him. We better take a step back. And suddenly, they wash their hands from the Assad. But the Assad was always their best friend. He was their best friend in Syria, their best friend, sorry, in Lebanon, in Syria, whatever, you know. But as soon the cow is dying, and then many knives will start cutting pieces, so that the Druze, as usual, they do that. The same as in Israel. The Druze in Israel, who they are supposedly part of Syria, as soon they notice that the Israeli are the winners, they start joining. In the beginning, we will never accept the Israeli ID. We will never accept the Israeli passport. Uh, you know, but then as soon they notice that the Israeli are scaring the hell of everybody and Israel is nowhere to go, which means nobody can destroy it. So they said, "Oh, okay, let us join the IDF." So now there's a big number of the Druze in Israel, and most of them they are from the Golan Height, which is occupied by Israel in 1973. They join and they attack. Actually, right now they are killing with the IDF Hamas. And here you see how the Druze is. So the Druze in Syria, they condemn Israel. The Druze in Israel, they praise Israel. So which one is the Druze? Both are the Druze. They are always with the winner. You know what I mean? So if the Israeli are in their land, eh, we love you. If somebody else took over, we love you. All right? That is the Druze. That's why I say, like, when the Druze serve in the Israeli army, the Israeli, they knew that they cannot trust them. You know, they will serve you as long as you are strong. If one day Israel went into weakness, like what happened in Syria, they are the first one to be your enemy. They are opportunity seekers. You know, opportunity seekers. It's like, you know, a man he married, Muhammad, he married Khadija. Khadija is rich. Khadija is dying. Khadija is dying. Muhammad is start thinking about different women because he married her for the money. He never married a woman until she died. He didn't dare because she got the money. After she died, he jumped from a woman to a woman. So, you know, so the guy is all over the place. So he was behaving under Khadija, the boss, the money. And the Druze is the same as Muhammad. They marry Khadija as long Khadija is alive. When Khadija die, they rip the money and they find different Khadija. Are we getting the idea? So they are not trustworthy. The only one is loyal, they never betray, is the Christian and the priest. They never betray anybody. They never betray anybody. In fact, if you go to the Middle East, you will see Muslims saying, you visit the Druze, visit the Druze. Why they say visit the Druze? They are very welcoming. When you go to their house, man, like they show you how much they welcome you. Like you will be amazed actually. So the Muslim, they say to you, you you have lunch in the Druze house, but you sleep in the Christian house. This is very well known statement made by Muslims, not by us, you know, not by Christians. Because a Christian will never kill you and will never betray you. Not, you know, you are his guest. All right? He will never get hurt by a Christian. Uh, So the Druze have a very bad reputation when it's come to betraying. But in the same time, we have to take into consideration that those people, because they are minority, and they've been hated through history because of what they have done when they were strong. You know what? I mean, we have to take back, like when you somebody check your credit. So they find that you've been arrested for domestic violence, or robbery. All of this will be taken into consideration when somebody decide to hire you for a job, or to have a business with you, or anything, or even to rent your house. Correct? Even you as a person today, in the moment, you are doing nothing wrong. You are coming to rent a house or apartment, but they have to check back your history. So the history of this group is the one is following them. Let us say the dark history. The dark history of the Druze is following them until now, and they are paying the price for their dark history. So they have a very dark history of killing, raping, torturing, all kinds of crimes. When they are strong, they wipe the floor with you. When they are weak, they are a different story. Not long time ago, the same people, they used to go by tens of thousands in the street against Israel, including in the Golan Heights. You can actually find many videos. Uh, let me see. Maybe I can find you some videos. Maybe I'm giving you too much headache with the information. You can go and watch any channel more comfortable. They will tell you two words, their own fabrication, and they claim that they knew what they are talking about. Let us see. We are lucky now these days we have videos. Hmm. Those are the Druze just 11 years ago. How many? 11 years ago. Look how fast they change. Those are the Druze going in the streets of a Golan Height by tens of thousands, condemning Israel, death to Israel, and they want to fight against Israel.
على يد أبطال جيشنا العربي السوري في ظل قيادة السيد الرئيس بشار الأسد، مجددين التأكيد لطائفة المسلمين الموحدين الذي عبر أصدق تعبير عن الانتماء الوطني للجولان، ويشكل مرجعية دينية عليا للسكان العرب السوريين في الجولان المحتل.
الطرف الإسرائيلي بعيدا في شططه، وذلك بإعلان رئيس سوريا انتماؤها واضح وصريح.
نجدد العهد لسوريا ولقائدها ولجيش شعبها إن أحرار، إننا سوريون، لا نتنازع عن هويتنا السورية مهما طال الزمن، ونتمنى أن قبل هذا التاريخ المشؤوم أن يتحرر الجولان بأكمله ويرجع لحضن الأم سوريا، وتكون سوريا قد زالت هذه الغيمة عن سمائها وعادت أحسن ما كانت.
جاء هذا القرار بعد سلسلة مقدمات
So here you see making speeches about how much they appreciate to be part of Syria, and they condemn the filthy Israeli, the filthy Jews, and they are the enemy, blah, 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 blah. This is just 11 years ago. Just what? 11 years ago. This is in Israel. Those are the Druze in Israel. What happened today? What happened today? Today they are kissing the ass of the Jews to take them to be part of Israel. Literally, they are kissing the ass of the Jew. This is their leader, Sheikh al-Hijri, making it clear that we want independent and later we want to follow to be part of Israel.
طائفة الدرزية في سوريا تطلب الاستقلال المنطقة الجنوبية. ما عاد في مجال غير نحن بدنا سلامتنا، بدنا نحافظ على كرامتنا، وبدنا يكون الكيان اللي بده يكون لنا بالمستقبل يتناسى ويتناغم.
Anyway, just to make the shitty talk short, all this garbage talk prove to you, prove everything I said to you before about anyone who will go against Israel is stupid. Anyone goes against Israel is stupid, because you go in circle, and then you come back, you will find that the only one he can be really like protect you as a minority is the Israeli. Even the Muslim Sunni, who they are majority, they are kissing the ass of the Israeli, because they notice that nobody can really make them protected except having good relationship with Israel. So when I speak about how important it is for Christians in general and for Christians in the Middle East specifically to be in good relationship with Israel, many of those stupid idiots, they say Christian Prince is a Mossad agent. Well, when you listen to a donkey, he's a donkey. Like this guy Sam Shamshun, he called me Mossad agent, but the one who is protecting his people now in the north of Syria, even though he's in Iraq, I think, they are the Mossad, the Israeli, literally. The one who's arming the Kurdish and the Assyrian is the Israeli. In fact, Trump, he gave up on them long time ago. Trump, he gave them 10 years ago, when he was president last time. He gave the Kurdish and the Christian there to the Turkish to kill them. It's a fact. He decided to withdraw, and then the Congress and the senators, they forced him to stop. Otherwise, he decided to withdraw. So now those Druze, after all what happened to them, they decide, you know what? It's time to switch the direction. We are surrounded by enemy. Everyone around us is an enemy. Everyone, everyone, not a single one. So this is Suweda. This area here, I don't know if you can see in the bottom of my screen. Let me see if I can make it look more clear. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think this will be better. We have to zoom out what we can do, My software doesn't help me to zoom more. Let me see if I can do move here. All right, that's better. So this is Suweda, this area here. It's a good size actually. And then there's another territory, province. It's called Dara. Dara is a city, and this area belong to it. Suweda is a city, and this area belong to it. However, now they are announcing they want to have independent, but that is impossible, unless, and impossible for what? Because why? I mean, all the borders around you is closed. See, here they are surrounded by Sunni. All this area, Dara, is very, very terrorist style Sunni, aggressive style. And here is the other Sunni from this, and here there's Jordan, which is Sunni. So wherever they go, there is no friends. There is no. It's like Armenia have no port. They have no port to the sea. So how Armenia can import anything? Well, they have to be friendly to somebody next to them to open their land so they can bring whatever import into their country. So Armenia is unlucky to have zero port. But Armenia is lucky that they have countries around them who they oppose each other. And that gives them opportunity to have access. Like their enemy is Azerbaijan, but Iran is against Azerbaijan, etc. So there is enemies in the borders. Not all of them are enemies against them. There's enemies of each other that give Armenia a chance to be able to have their own independent country even though they used to be massive, big, and everybody stole their land. But this is how it is now. They have no port. So Sueda have no access to any country except Jordan. And Jordan is an enemy because they are Muslim Sunni. And trust me, every Muslim Sunni hate them. So now when they say they want to have independent, how this independence is going to function? In fact, right now, they have no access to diesel, gas, water, electricity, because all the supply have to come from the Muslim, the enemy. So when this guy, he speak about uh, independent, his independent is based on what? How he can have independent? It's impossible. But I think there is a plan. There's a plan behind the scene which we do not see, like a plan we do not, is not to be published. And I think the plan is very simple. Uh, because they have no border with Israel, Israel have to create borders. They have to make borders. And you see, for Israel, this is a golden opportunity, if it's not priceless opportunity. And the reason for that, uh, if they can take this territory, if Israel can take it, and imagine here in this case, it's not going to be the same as the previous ones. Here, the people are begging you to come. The people who live here, the Druze, are saying, please, Israel, come and save us. They want to kill us. And they mean it. They mean it from their heart this time, So Israel can do something, and for sure the Druze will consider it as like a big favor they will never forget. But I remind you, the Druze, as soon you save their ass, they will forget it. Just give them 20 years. They will say, you did nothing to us. You came to occupy us. You came to take our land. As usual, as all trashy, junky people. You open your house for them, you give them food, and then they bite you. Like it's a, like I don't want to use a bad language, uh, but we see that always, in history. Even your son, sometime you have a son, you feed him, send him to school, you pay for his tuition, and then when he grow up, he say to you, "If you." And this is how the Druze is, you know. So now they are begging Israel to come and save their ass, and literally save their ass, not metaphorically, literally. So Israel can do that. Uh, they can open these borders. If we go to the map again, here, yeah, maybe that is more clear. So the Israeli, they can take from the Golan Height, uh, and this is the Golan Height, and they can open a corridor all the way to Sueda. Will take them maybe 2 hours to open it, actually, maybe less, because who's going to stop them? A bunch of the Bedouin Muslims. See, those Bedouin Muslims are heroes in the front of the Druze, but in the front of the Jews, they will run, they will hide right away. In fact, when they were attacking Sueda, the second they heard the airplane, I can show you the videos. They heard the airplane in the sky. They were not even shooting. They start running, going back home. Israeli, the Jews, Allah Akbar, run away, run away. Uh, uh, in the chat, I warn people here: don't come to my chat and say I'm a Roman Catholic, I'm Protestant, I'm Orthodox. Otherwise, I will change it to Allah. This is a warning. My program here is not for somebody is Roman Catholic or Protestant or Orthodox. I don't want dummy ears. I'm Roman Catholic. What does that mean? Like, are you coming from the sky? I'm Protestant. What does that mean? You're an idiot. So you don't believe in Jesus no more? Shouldn't you say I'm a Christian, donkey? Are you a donkey? Never say I'm Protestant. Never say I'm a Catholic. Say I'm a Christian. I follow Jesus. Shame on you. Stupid people. You have no shame. And you are no Roman. Are you Roman really? I bet you are a Mexican. Idiot people. Anyone will come with his own sect, get out. You see what sectarian do? Look, they are killing each other. This is what sectarian do. Learn, you stupid people, learn. Be a Roman Catholic, be a Protestant, be an Orthodox, they brought nothing to you but death. Your enemy divide you to kill you. Unite. For them, all of you are the enemy. They will not care if you are a Catholic or a Protestant or Orthodox. They will slaughter you. Go ask Erdogan. Do you care if the Armenian are Orthodox or Catholic or Protestant? We're trying to teach you to be smarter. But the Chinese, they say he lived as a donkey, never come back as a horse. You cannot make a donkey a horse. It's impossible. We go back to our topic. So the Israeli, they can open a corridor here, and they come to this area, and they can open it in 2 hours. And I'm suspecting that maybe there is something they are preparing, because I don't understand when those people speak about independent. And then Netanyahu, he speak clearly about he will not let down the Druze. How is it going to work if they don't have access? It's impossible. There's no way. So either the Israeli are going to force the so-called Al-Qaeda, the Syrian president now, he's a terrorist, to take this land, and they will make an agreement. They will call it maybe humanitarian corridor. You know, they give you the name, but by time it's going to be a permanent land occupied by Israel. The regime in Syria right now is very weak. Al-Qaeda, you know, you know, when they say Allahu Akbar, jihad, I mean, just potatoes. I mean, the Israeli, they can make you shish kebab in 2 days. The same they did to Assad. You know, the one who made the Assad collapse is the Israeli, not you, nobody, you know. Uh, so I'm suspecting that in the soon future, Israel is going to make the Syrian, so-called Syrian government, to agree to a corridor, maybe like few 5, 6, 10 kilometers here, as width, you know, for security, connected all the way to the territory of Suweda, as you see in the screen, and that will give Suweda a bloodline, so they can survive. They will have weapon, they will have soldiers, they will have training, they will have Israel. As simple as that. And I believe the Israeli, they prefer to keep them as, let us say, an independent container, more than taking them to be part of Israel, because they don't want to increase the number of Muslims inside Israel, you know. So they might consider them like as a state by itself, support them in such a way, like confederation, you know, like, you know, it's like your own state, but protected. They sign agreement with them that the borders are protected by Israel. This way they have control of the territory. In the same time, those people, they will not have the right to vote. They will not have the right to carry an Israeli passport. They can give them a Israeli document, like many people who live in USA, like if you are a refugee or etc., you know, or you have a green card maybe. So I think the plan is going to be such a thing. We will see, you know, like time will tell. But when the Druze speak about independence, this is impossible. In fact, if you remember when I made I made fun of this guy, he keep talking about breaking news about the Israeli invasion. You remember this guy, Tusi TV, Tusi, whatever his name. Israel, breaking news: Israel invade Syria. This is stupid. I mean, what invade Syria? What are you talking about? What a, but anyway, you know, they're just to get a click and more people come to watch. And people are stupid. People are like flies. Just you know, put some shit, and all the flies come from everywhere. How you bring them doesn't matter. The smell, you know. So uh, Israel have a very much interest of their security, plus water, not only security. So you see here, if you look at this territory here, this is the lake of Tabaraya. This is the Dead Sea. Where is the Golan Height? All right, here we go. The Lake of Tabaraya before used to be inside Syria. All right. And the Lake of Tabaraya is very important source of water. You remember this area, water is a priceless. It's not gas. It's water. Israel already have a lot of gas. Actually, Israel now is selling a lot of gas to Egypt. All right. Millions of dollars every year sold like natural gas into Egypt. But the water is the priceless material there. Like Jordan didn't have water. Like you see, we see the Jordanian River, but this Jordanian River cannot even, you know, give water to a village. And now through time, it's dry. There's nothing really in the Jordanian River, you know. So if Israel were able to control, now they are controlling the Golan Height, which is a great source of water. Why? Because it's snow there, you know. It's a high area, strategic. Uh, there's the mountain of the Sheikh Mountain, or the Sheikh Mount. Sorry, it's a mountain actually, but it's a very high, and there's snow, there's rain, and all that rain and water usually come here down to this territory, which now is inside Israel. So if the Israeli they were able to control more area, they can control more area of water, and then they will get more source of people who serve in the IDF from the Druze, because those people now, if they seek independence, what they would do for a living? There's one of two things: either they join IDF or they do farming. As simple as that. Uh, and in order to do farming, you know, farming need requirement. It's not just, you know, we dig in the ground and we plant trees, and you know, you need water, you need electricity, you need fuel, you need part exchange, you know, you need all kinds of things. And then after that, you need to sell it. You know, if you make it just for the local, that will not be much use, because you know how you will eat the, like what you go, let's say potato. Are you going to eat potato all year? So you need to exchange your goods, import them, sell them, bring something else, the same as any country in the world. So the Druze, they need Israel. They cannot survive. All what they are talking about now is depend on Israel. All the dreams they are speaking of is based on Israel. Everything they say is about Israel. There's nothing of their own accomplishment can be done, you know. Anything, like you see here, this is Turkey. For sure, Turkey is the enemy of Israel. And Turkey is trying their best to get closer to Israel, because, you know, Erdogan, he have a dream that one day he will conquer Jerusalem. If you remember, Erdogan, he mentioned that he saw a dream. In the dream, he saw himself going into Jerusalem as a caliphate. Uh, now, you will see in the news a lot of propaganda from both sides, from the Druze, from the enemy of the Druze, from those who like them, from those who hate them. Even Netanyahu, he will tell you he loves the Druze, which is not true. And the Druze will say to you, we love Israel, which is not true. Like everybody love everybody, you know, in the media, but nobody love anybody. It just let us say, you know, what they call it, friend with benefit, you know. This is how it is, the relationship between the Druze and Israel, friend with benefit. So they need each other, and now it's a perfect time for Israel to take advantage, because this country is collapsing. It collapsed a long time ago, actually. The Kurdish, they control all this area, almost maybe 30 to 40% of Syria. All this area is controlled by the Kurdish, all this area. And this is where the oil is. All right. So now if the Druze took over here and Israel took over, that will give hope to the Israeli and the Kurdish, maybe to make another corridor from here to here, which is not easy, because this is a big distance here, you know. This will be like, I'm not sure, but maybe we can say maybe 600 kilometers, maybe more. Not sure. No, actually, the whole area maybe at the border of the Iraq is 600. This is 200. This is 289 kilometer. But this is only from here to here. If we want to measure from here to here, oh, we need to clean now. If we make it from Israel, from here, and we go here again, we need to measure. And then we go up to follow the destination, close by. Yeah, this is almost 500 kilometer. And the Druze, the Kurdish will be in this area. So it's going to be about 600 kilometer. I was right. So the Kurdish situation is very difficult because Turkey is waiting for any move from Israel. They will not be happy to see the Kurdish getting the Israeli, let us say, footprint here. So the Kurdish, they are hoping that the Druze will get some form of independence. Maybe they can do the same, and maybe they can convince the American, especially after Trump. You know, Trump, for some reason, he is so passive and submissive to Turkey. He will never make Turkey upset. Actually, Trump, he put tariff in every country in the world, including Israel. But he did not put tariff on Turkey. Zero. There is something fishy when it's come to Turkey. I don't know why. Time will tell. So the Druze hoping that Israel would do something. Either they will force the government of Syria now, which is Al-Qaeda, which is our friends. Imagine Al-Qaeda now, our friends at Julani, the head of Syria. He was wanted just 2 months ago, and there's $10 million in his head. This guy, he killed many Americans, killed many Christians. But Trump, he got command from Saudi Arabia and Qatar to make him an honorable man. So Trump, he have to obey. Money talk, you know, money. Trump, he listened to the money, the voice of the money, not the voice of God, most of the time. So Trump, he decided to be friend to this terrorist at Julani. I don't know how many of you knows about him. He was wanted for 10, actually, you know, the funny, they took the page about him wanted in English, but they did not take off the one in Arabic. It's still there. I just found it. Look, just to show you what kind of government we have in USA. Al-Jolani press release, Arabic. The Minister of Justice, and this is the FBI, مكتب التحقيق الفدرالي. You can use your phone. This is I don't know if I can highlight. I cannot. This is PDF. You know what? I need to download this one because they will take it off. I better take a screenshot, maybe. You know, they will take it off. You see, this is the FBI in Arabic, and this is the PDF. I will download it before they take it down because they will take it down. Yeah, they will take it down. You can use your phone. All right. So imagine here they are saying $10 million for his head, dead or alive. And now this guy is the friend of Trump. Isn't it amazing? Beautiful, beautiful. The leader of Al-Qaeda shake hands with the Trump and he is our friend. Okay. As they say, in America, money wash your sin. Like Hillary Clinton, she did not go to jail. Omada don't go to, nobody go to jail except the poor, us. You know, if we do something wrong, anything, we go to jail right away. Those who have money, they never go to jail. unless their money became so obviously, and nobody dare to touch it. So this is the situation now in Syria. The Druze, they hope for something, that something might happen if Israel, and only if Israel, decide. So the Israeli have to study, let us say, how much benefit the Druze will bring to them. They will not help them because they love them. Nobody will help them because they love them. They will help them only if there is a benefit. And number one benefit for Israel actually is to make the Druze inside Israel supporting Israel forever, because now they are hated by